Good morning. Welcome to my home and welcome to my heart. It's Tuesday morning, December the 7th. Yes, we're quite white out there today. We've got lots of snow. We've got a little dog over there that is probably going to need my attention through this visit. Tuffy, do not go in there. Just because I'm talking doesn't mean that you need to be here in my lap. He says, oh yes it does. I'm just gonna go get him. Sit. Sit. No, you need to sit. Actually sit. Good, sit. Good, sit, Holly. Sit, Tuffy. Sit. No, sit. Good, sit. Go. Apparently he needs to be with me. I will just stand on his leash and here he'll be. And his little friend Holly here is pregnant and due to give birth any day. So today, I'm tethered to the ground. He is 7 months old and he's got a big kennel over here, but he's also a little boy and he's intact and he's deciding that he needs to mark territory around the house. So this is his territory right here. Yin yang water, yin and yang, male, female, warm, cold, light, dark, all those different energies, all those energies that can come together to form and to create balance within each of us. Yin yang water. Maggie or Holly, come back here, please. Holly, come here. She too just needs to stay here. I don't trust my puppies with their house training. Yin yang water. So how you build yin yang water is you boil some water and you fill up half of your cup. And I've got a great big one because I like lots of it. Fill up half your cup with boiling water, and then you put in cold water, either from the tap or filtered water. So you've got the warmth and the cold, the yin and the yang together, and you're mixing them together. You can put in a little bit of honey. I put in honey in mine, and I also put a little bit of lemon essential oil and a bit of ginger, because those things really help our whole triple system, our heater system. And I've never really liked warm drinks. I've never been a tea drinker or a coffee drinker or anything like that. But as I started drinking yin yang water, I'm like, wow. So when you take a sip, I can feel it come down my whole chest, and I can feel it into my stomach, and it warms everything. It really, really benefits our digestive systems. So Tuffy, how about if you don't eat the Christmas tree? He says, but I'm little and I have to eat everything. It warms the digestive system, it balances, and especially when we, in many traditions, many religious traditions, there's prayer before meals and prayer on things like that. In Spring Forest Qigong, what we do is we send energy and we charge the water with our intentions and our thoughts, and especially our gratitude. So it can be a form of prayer if that's what you would like to call it. For me, it's a very focused prayer, but each person can decide how they're going to handle that word. But as we now send balancing, because we've got the yin and the yang and they're perfectly mixed together, which is exactly what our yin and yang, what our goal is in our yin and yang in our bodies and in our minds and in our spirits. Because as they're mixed together, they are balanced. And then they know how to work exactly perfectly. So sometimes you'll have a little bit more yin energy, sometimes you'll have a little bit more yang energy in a certain situation, and then that'll drop back down, and then it'll come up again, and then it'll drop back down again, because that's what's needed in the situation. And so as we practice our Spring Forest Qigong daily, and we balance our own energies daily, when we're in situations where our energy needs to be balanced quickly, You know, maybe you're in traffic and things are crazy. Maybe you're in a relationship and things are kind of going, whoo. When we are practicing balancing the yin and the yang in our water, in our breath, in our daily formal practice, which is where we're at right now, in our what are they called? Internal meditations. As we practice them over and over again on a consistent basis, we have the balanced energy to go into chaotic situations, and they don't rattle us nearly as much. So, yin-yang water. And this is an insulated cup, and so this lasts me till about noon. And I have discovered that when I'm drinking yin-yang water in the mornings, that my digestive system is better, and I don't have as many food cravings. I eat a little bit more in a more balanced manner. So there's your yin-yang water tidbit. And now we're going to begin to talk about breathing of the universe in our second movement of the 5 healing elements. And this one is connected to the heart system. And the color is pink and white. So let's begin to bounce. The bouncing part of the practice brings a release of any extra energy that's ready to go. So as we bounce, we don't have to think about, well, you might think about things that you are thinking about in your mind, difficulties or problems that you're trying to solve, places that you're trying to come to some balance in your life. And as we bounce, we invite in a release of extra energy that isn't needed with us anymore. We invite a release of things that are just ready to leave. In our Spring Forest Qigong practice, it is very healing. It can be very healing for both our bodies and our minds and our spirits. I've got the sun coming in and radiating on me today, and I like that. That's the heat, the fire of the heart. I love the sun. When my family watches TV, they always close all the curtains, and I walk in and I go, open the curtains, because I want the light. It just makes me happy. Back to the balancing. When we're coming, lots of times people come to Spring Forest Qigong and they come to us as practitioners, and I'm training to be a healer. And I came to Spring Forest Qigong with a specific goal in mind, to heal the arthritis that I was experiencing in my hips. That was the goal. And so I see that symptom and I want to heal that symptom. As a Spring Forest Qigong practitioner, I am not a diagnostician. So I'm not a doctor, I'm not a acupuncturist, I'm not a chiropractor. I cannot diagnose anything in a human's body or a horse's body. What I can do is invite balance. And I can detect energy blockages, and anybody can. You can too, I can, everybody can. We're all born with this gift. We simply have to practice the gift and figure out how to use the gift. So as we detect energy blockages and we loosen those blockages, the body balances itself. For instance, arthritis is often associated with stomach energy and anxiety and fears. And as I read that and learned that, and then started using it into my own body, I realized, oh, I am really afraid of a lot of things. And as I feel those fears and allow them to come in and allow them to manifest themselves to me and then release them, I get more mobility in my body. So when we come to the practice with a specific goal in mind, we can, in the bouncing process here, we're letting go of the container of the goal, if that makes sense. So if my goal was, I need to heal all these hips and I don't want to be moving like this any longer, then I've got a very targeted goal, and yes, it's good to hold that idea. But the body knows, the body, mind, spirit with the soul know why that came in the first place. And I don't necessarily know that, but the wisdom of the Qi. What is Qi? Qi is energy, but it's different than just energy. Qi is energy with intelligence. It's energy that has a life force to it, and so it creates life, it perpetuates life, and it's energy with a blueprint. So it has the perfect blueprint for our bodies and our mind and our spirit and our soul. But it also it will only, because you might say, well, if it's got the blueprint, then why isn't everything all perfectly healed? And why don't we walk around in perfect bodies and perfect situations all the time? Well, what does perfect mean? Number one. And our chi is directed by our yi, our intentions. Don't chew my toes. It's directed by our intentions. And as we refine our intentions, then it directs our yi in a more pure, our chi, pardon me, in a more pure manner. What do I mean by refining intention? So a refined intention, we could say, well, I want the whole world to be in peace. And then in our personal practice, we get angry really easily with someone, or we bring the memory of things that have wounded us in the past that haven't healed and that we're still holding those memories. And so we act in certain manners based on the information from the wound, not from the information in the present. And so our intention that we might state might be clearer, but our actual practice of intention could use some refinement. And as we practice this more often, we start to feel those fears. We start to feel that anger. We start to feel that resentment, and it comes up, and in the bounce, it comes up and it moves out. And this is the beauty of it. We don't have to go back to certain incidences and relive those incidences. What's ready to come up in everything that is not balanced yin and yang starts to move and dissipate. And so, although Spring Forest Qigong is not a therapy, it is therapeutic. This is why people with depression and sadness and suicidal depression even, and very difficult emotional states can come into balance and healing by practicing this. And the bounce is the beginning of that. Because the bounce just releases stuff. So as we bounce, feel like a little child. Invite in the idea, invite in the exuberance, invite in just the bounce. Tigger from Winnie the Pooh. He bounces all over the place. Just bounces all over the place, and he just invites in radiant, happy, bouncy energy. And he is happy and bouncy all the time because he bounces. So as we bounce, let go. Let go of the elbows. Let go of the wrists. Let go of the hips. Close your eyes. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. And feel what you feel in the alignment of your body. In the level 1 class, in a very organized manner, we talk about the postures and how the postures are really important. And the postures are simply alignment. And so as I said that, I realized that my spine was bent forward a little bit, my chin was up, my head was back, and as I said postures and talked about that, my body says, yes, and could you please align a little bit? And so as I just raised up a little bit through here, I felt a whole unlocking in my spine, which was wonderful and delightful. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And as I breathe and close my eyes, I realized my chin was up too high, creating some tension in the back of my head. So breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth and close your eyes and bounce and observe. Just become aware. And after the practice is finished, I'd love it if you popped into the comments some of the things that you became aware of in your body, some of the places that you might have felt like you were holding yourself, or there were tensions. As I bounce and I talk a little bit, and especially as I pause, and we're going to bounce in silence in just a minute, I feel especially my pelvis back here, the sacroiliac joint area and the pelvic girdle that holds all that together. I felt that it was fairly tight, and as I rolled my pelvis forward just a little bit and put my weight over my heels, I got a release and tension there. Again, my chin is up, my shoulders are tight. So we're going to bounce in silence and observation now. I'm just going to quietly invite you to let your hands float above your head and observe what happens as your hands float up. Allowing our hands to float back down. One of the things that I observed, that as my hands went up, my body asked me to bounce slower and a little bit deeper into my knees. That was just what my body asked for. Easy swivel back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Now we're going to use our breath to come into a stillness in our body. So as you breathe out, one more big exhale, but it's an easy exhale, it's not a push. And as you exhale, come into quiet stillness and observe your body again. It's always delightful to me that when I use my breath to exhale and come into stillness, my whole body feels expanded. My hands actually float away from me. Here you're opening up all the channels for the chi to move smoothly and freely. I feel like there's an aura, for lack of a better word, that I can feel around my whole body. My palms are rolled and curved. I feel a pressure in my palms. I feel a little tingling in my fingertips. I feel an openness in my armpits. This opens the lungs, it opens the heart, it opens the whole rib cage. It opens the channels in our bodies, and when the channels are open and energy can flow freely, then the blockages start to move. Little bits of blockages that are ready to go just flow on out. And here we're setting the intention for our practice now, bringing our hands into the position of beginning of the universe. Experiment a little bit with your right hand and your left hand next to your navel. On a general basis, the women would have the right hand next to their navel, the men would have the left hand next to the navel. Feel what feels right for you. Qigong is a practice of feel. And in this practice, you will get messages that are right for you. They will be different than messages for me. This is why when we bring people into Qigong practice, when they come to us for healing and for helping with their physical difficulties, that we teach them to practice. Because we each invite in the healing into ourselves. I can teach you, and you can take that teaching and apply it to yourself. Here we give the password, I am in the universe. The universe is in my body. The universe and I combine together as one. Feel the beauty and the power of that password that opens us into the emptiness and the vastness of the universe, which holds all possibility. And now we call upon the energy of our master. You decide who your master is. And we can say something like, Dear Master, with deep gratitude for all the things that I learn as I travel in this life, and for the wisdom I gain as I experience things, I set the intention for my practice today. And now you set your intention. What brings you to this practice today? My personal intention is to share this love, to share this practice to as many people who are ready to receive it. so that they too, along with myself, can connect more deeply and fully to that unconditional love in the universe, to learn and to grow, to be protected, to hear messages, to give messages of beauty and love. So as we set the intention for our practice today, we give our Qi permission and request to work within that intention. Bring your hands to the lower dantian and feel an energy ball in your hands. This is a yin-yang ball, and we're joining yin and yang here. Feel your palms. You may feel a pressure in them. I feel a slight little tingling. These nuances are not huge. They're not shouting. They're whispering. They're the whisperings of my body, the whisperings of my mind, the whisperings of my spirit, connecting with the whisperings of the universe. We're breathing in through our nose now and out through our nose. We have a gentle smile on our faces, which loosens and has our whole body soften. Our body feels safer when we smile. As we join yin and yang, we invite into this energy ball any in our circle who would like to be healed, including ourselves. We're moving into breathing of the universe. Hold this energy ball, feel it in your hands, feel it in your palms. As you breathe in now, through your nose, feel that energy ball expanding. The elbows are open. We're releasing all the energy, the blocked energy, through our whole torso. As you breathe in through the nose, expand the hands. As you breathe out through the nose, compress that energy ball. We're learning to control our Qi here. Adding another movement as we breathe in, we bend our knees. As we breathe out, we stretch up, rising with the crown of our head up into eternity. Breathing in through the nose. As we breathe in through the nose, we envision the color red or pink. We breathe in joy. Joy is the second healing emotion. Joy is happiness for no apparent reason. We're simply joyful. As we breathe in joy, in the inhale, on the exhale, we breathe out any extra energy that isn't joy. It's ready to return to the universe. As we breathe in through our whole skin. Feel joy coming into every cell of your body through the whole skin. And the extra energy that we're releasing back to the universe came to us for a reason. And so as we release it, we can thank it for the message and the wisdom that it brought. And so as we breathe in joy. As we breathe out, we release extra energy with love and gratitude. And so in our inhale and our exhale, we are bathing ourselves in beautiful, hormones that heal. Sometimes as you're practicing, and this I'm experiencing this right now, sometimes as you're practicing, some energy awarenesses might increase. I'm feeling right through here a very intense sensation and into my shoulder blade in the back. And so rather than going, uh-oh, I've got this great big pain, I'm going to sit with that. I'm going to breathe into it. I'm going to actually welcome it. I'm going to ask it if it has a message for me. As soon as I said that, it came a little bit sharper. It said, align yourself. It's interesting that it's underneath the shoulder blade, my left shoulder blade. And under the shoulder blades, there's a gate of energy. A meridian channel that obviously has been blocked for me. And is now welcoming in some movement. As I breathe deeper and welcome it in, the intensity is shifted and turned down a little bit, and I'm not saying go away. I'm saying I will be aware. I will receive. I will align my body with postures that open channels. And the intensity that was at about a 6 has now dropped to about a 2. The chest intensity has dropped down to simple awareness. The shoulder blade. And I say thank you for this information. Thank you for the movement. Thank you for the opening. As we release things, on our inhale, we bring in love and joy. All my channels are open, open, open. Every cell in my body functions beautifully and perfectly. Our healing is message healing. I receive information from my body and from my mind and from my spirit in gratitude and acceptance. I breathe in joy. Beautiful red hot light. The energy of the heart. There's light in my lower dantian at the navel. Bringing our hands back to the navel. All my channels are open, open, open. Energy moves beautifully and freely and through my whole body. As we arrive back here in the beginning of the universe again, at the lower dantian, we envision a beautiful light spinning faster and faster in an energy ball. At the lower dantian, between our palm and the lower dantian, which is our navel. It spins faster and faster to the right. It gets brighter and brighter and smaller. This is Qi condensing into Dan. And Dan is medicine. And we invite that Qi ball, that Dan ball, into our belly button, into our navel, to reside in our lower torso. This is our lower dantian. It is the reservoir that feeds the whole body. And as we invite that in, I'm observing my body. I'm sweating. I've got water, sweat running down my spine. That gentle movement generated so much heat and warmth. We're going to bring our hands together at the lower dantian. We're going to harvest our Qi. I appreciate you participating with me in this experience today. This was quite wonderful for me. Bringing our hands to our face with this warm Qi, running our fingers on either side of our nose up into the hairline. We're forming a heart shape here. And as we make this heart shape, say to yourself, I love you. And use your own name. Envision your own hands as the hands of your master, rubbing your face as a newborn child with all possibility ahead of you. And this master is perfectly 100% in love with you and allows you to be in love with yourself as well. Say, I love you, and drink in this massage. Our faces have points on them that represent every part of our body. So as we harvest this Qi, rubbing our hands together and massaging our face, we're again bringing that love to every cell of our body. Every part of our body is represented in our face. We're going to massage our ears. Just going to take your ear and gently open it and give a little tug on the earlobe. We're going to do this one 9 times. Again, the ears have points that represent every part of the body as well. And so as we lovingly massage our ears, we're sending messages to the whole body of love and gratitude and joy and healing. We heal in the light. I'm really grateful that the sun has been shining in on me as we practice today. I'm going to tap the top of our heads. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to tap between our eyebrows. 6, 7, 8, 9. There's all kinds of meridians in all of these things. I can't explain them all at this moment. We can do that in classes that we take together. Tapping down our chest. We have heart meridians in the centers of our palms, here and here. We're going to clap. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're waking up the energy of our heart, that love, that joy. Armpit, left armpit, 1, 2. These are meridians of the lungs. And the left side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Dropping back to our sacrum. Just I'll turn my body. We're just going to use the back of our hand or an open cupped fist. We're going to tap our sacrum, move everything on our sacrum. The sacrum is a hinge from the legs to the torso. The sacrum creates a lot of our bone marrow. When we've been landed on our tailbone as a child, we are often tripping and falling. Sometimes you might have been in a car accident or a sports accident or something and landed on your tailbone. As we tap our tailbones multiple times during the day, we release extra energy that's stored there. We're tapping on the outside of the hips. Again, we're releasing extra energy now that in our meditation has just been shaken free and says, oh, I could go now. And it goes back to the universe. And we retain the messages and the love that it brought. Tapping into the groin area. And down to the top of the knees. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello, little Tuffy. 7, 8, 9, and the backs of the knees. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You're going to tap with me. Left leg. 6, 7, 8, 9, and right leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Up on our toes, up and drop to the heels. If you're pregnant, don't do the heel drop. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're bringing energy up from the earth in our bubbling spring and tucking it in with this little tap. 7, 8, 9. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I really appreciate your presence, your energy, and your love. I'm going to be coming back on in about 3 minutes with a Trust Life meditation with Louise Hay and tapping to help move things out. I love you. Namaste. I'll see you in about 3 minutes.